Son of a...
Yeah, it sound like some super hipper theme music right here.
Hey y'all, what it is, what it do, it's your boy Jay Smooth. Welcome to another episode of Smooth Customs. And today, nothing really exciting is gonna happen. Thanks for coming by. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, today I'm gonna be working on the Infiniti FX35. That's the wife's SUV. She's been having a little bit of trouble starting it up. Now, it might just be the cold weather, or it might be the fact that she's been putting regular unleaded in this thing. This thing takes premium fuel. So, I've already added Lucas injector cleaner a couple of times. It seemed to help a little bit, but it's still not solved the problem. So, I'm gonna go ahead and change the spark plugs. This car is a 6-cylinder, so it's 6 spark plugs. I'm gonna go ahead and change them on this. I've never changed them on this car, so I think it's about time. So I went down to AutoZone, picked up some spark plugs, and let's get to work. Oh yeah, and by the way, I'm testing out this new camera. It's supposed to be 4K. I think it looks better. The audio might be slightly off. It's got some different audio settings. It had different frame rate settings. It's a little bit more, like, I guess, advanced than my last camera. So I did set it at 1080p, 60 frame rates per second, and I try to set the audio halfway up, so hopefully it's not too loud. I'll try to adjust it in editing, but that's stuff that I'll figure out as I get along with using this thing. Yeah, and then also I did a couple of test runs, and I noticed that it was shaky, so I increased the motion stability on it. Right now it's on a tripod, so it really doesn't matter, but when I get to zoom in and stuff, it might show some differences. But anyways, enough about that. Let's get to work. Alright y'all, so the first thing that's gonna happen here is we gotta take off this cover, and for that we gotta use a ratchet with a 10mm to remove these bolts. And that is it. Alright, now that we got the cover off, the other thing that needs to come out is we're gonna have to remove this air intake right here, so we have access to the 3 spark plugs on this side, and the other 3 seems to, I need to be moving some stuff out of the way too, because there's stuff here. Alright, let's get that going. Maybe it's time for a new air cleaner. Alright, that's better. Now that we moved the air intake out of the way, we have access to the spark plugs on this side. Now it's gonna take a little bit. Man, these wire looms feel very brittle. As you can see right here, there is a 10mm bolt holding these injectors in. We're gonna take those off. Alright, so the good news is that I don't see any oil on this, and this does not look damaged, so that's good news. To take this spark plug out, you're gonna need a 16 and a long extension for your ratchet. Also, for this job, you're gonna need one of these, because this is the only thing that you're gonna be able to get in there to get that spark plug out. And there it is. A little burnt up, but all right. So now I'm replacing it with these Bosch spark plugs. So I don't want to skip over steps. So in order to get to these other two spark plugs and spark plug wires, you're gonna have to disconnect this harness so that you can get in there. And the zip ties that were holding these wires in place are all brittle, so they all snapped off. So when I go to AutoZone, I'll try to get some of those replacements for those. But yeah, so let me get, I got this bolt out right here, and I'm gonna get this other one. All right, so I took out the second spark plug, and this one's even worse than the other one. So yeah, needed to be replaced. So these three spark plugs are in. Now I gotta get to these three on this side of the engine. And of course, just like this side, I'm gonna have to loosen this harness. So one bolt here, one bolt there, and probably this bolt here should be able to get me enough access to the three spark plugs on that side. I'm gonna go ahead and remove those and get the spark plugs out. So I got the first injector removed from this side of the engine. I also had to, these wires right here, had to get the bolts removed right there, and I had to loosen this hose right here to get the injector out. So I didn't want to remove hoses too much just because they might be old and brittle and they might break in my hand, but yeah, I was able to yank this out very carefully and got to that spark plug. I should be able to get to the other ones just moving the wire harness out of the way. So I went down to AutoZone and I picked myself up this air filter. Cost me 14 bucks. Thought about getting the K&N, but that one was 60 bucks. This is just the wife's car, so. Alright, let's see here. Alright. Now let's get the cover back on. And that's it. We're all done. I guess the hardest part about this is to make sure that everything gets put back exactly the way you took it off, and you know, kind of getting around the wire loom. But not too bad so far. Let me go ahead and give it a start and see if it starts right up. Fingers crossed. Let's see if this starts right away. Victorious! Alright. Sounds good. Let's just hope that tomorrow morning when it's cold and the wife starts the car, it doesn't give her any trouble. That'll be the real test. Alright, well there you have it. I just changed the spark plugs on this Infiniti FX35. That is how you change the spark plugs. And I did not change the injectors because they look like they were in good condition. And usually I've known from past Nissans and Infinitis that if they are faulty, they'll give you a check engine code and then you'll know which ones to replace. They're kind of pricey. I don't think I'm going to replace them just because I changed the spark plugs. Doesn't mean I'm going to change the wires. So yeah, I think at AutoZone they're like 60 bucks each. You can get them online for about 10 or 15 a pop, which is better. You know me, eBay all day, baby. But yeah, so this job took about 30 to 40 minutes. Things to look out for is be careful with the wires, not to mess them up. They're kind of brittle. The hoses as well. Make sure the hoses aren't damaged. Let's see. Oh, also, might want to put like tape or some chalk or grease pencil and color or number the injector plugs as you unplug them, or just do one at a time so you don't get them confused. Trust me, you'll avoid the headache. And that is it. I know I said this video was probably going to be the turn signal, the LED turn signals and the side view mirrors, but I have to order paint because the ones that I ordered came unpainted. So I'm going to go ahead and order the paint and paint it up. So that'll be for not the next video, but for a future video. The next video that I'm probably going to do is going to be the VSC on the Lexus. So yeah, thanks for coming back. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Welcome all the new subscribers. You already know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know what I did wrong because I know you guys will. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Peace.
Hi guys, thank you for watching Daddy.